This is exactly right.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye.
If you're thinking about your bra all day, you're probably wearing the wrong bra.
If you're ready for a bra that's designed to support you, not distract you, there's Honeylove.
Honeylove is an independent, female-founded brand with products designed by women who actually wear them. Treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market.
Use our exclusive link to save 20% off Honeylove at honeylove.com/MFM.
That's honeylove.com/MFM.
After you check out, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you.
Experience the new standard in comfort and support with Honeylove.
Goodbye.
Hey everybody, here's the thing about other home security systems. They're all designed for after the window breaks, after someone's inside, after you get the notification, after the police come. SimpliSafe is the first system designed for before, stopping a break-in before it even begins.
That's right. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after a break-in is already underway, SimpliSafe is designed to help prevent the crime before it starts. Their cameras can detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live U.S.-based agents. Then SimpliSafe's agents assess the threat, intervene, speak through the camera to scare off the intruders, and call for 911 dispatch.
That's right, and SimpliSafe has been protecting your world for 20 years, everybody. So celebrate their anniversary and save 60% on your new SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/stuff. That's 60% off, you guys, at simplisafe.com/stuff. Plus, when you order, write in our show name and the How Did You Hear About Us survey to let them know that we sent you. Don't forget, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Hello.
And welcome
To My Favorite Murder.
That's Georgia Hardstark.
That's Karen What?
Who?
That's Karen Kilgariff with the good blowout. That's what I was going to say.
That's Karen Kill. Go on,
Go
girl.
on, girl, with your blowout. I can't stop looking at your blowout, your shiny, beautiful bob. However, right behind you are two of the most beautiful looking cannolis I've ever seen in my fucking life. Why are they there?
Those were brought to me.
Why did you do that to me?
Those were brought to me, and that's kind of like a carrot on a stick for you.
Oh.
Where it's like, keep going, and at the end of this, I'll give you one.
I can have a bite of one?
You can have a whole one, and you can pick which one you want.
Okay, that just works for me.
I want to say Nick Veneroso, who works here at Exactly Right with us, brought them to me, has brought me a couple, because he goes to fucking Pinocchio's in Burbank.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, you would love that place.
Yeah.
It's an Italian restaurant that I feel like has been there since 1942.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Okay.
And they have amazing gelato, classic Italian, whatever you want, pizza, lasagna.
I want it.
All of it. Booths.
Amazing.
You know, all
Yes,
the stuff.
everything.
And a whole Italian grocery store.
Oh my God.
So
a grocery store and a restaurant is like my passion.
Right?
Like, yes, please.
Pinocchio's.
Cracker Barrel, I'm in.
Whatever, any combination
Anything.
of shopping and eating.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Those are two of my faves.
So those, when I walked into my office today, and the light was off. So when I walked in, I thought that I had left a half-eaten burrito on my desk. And I was like, that's gross. And ants. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And when I flipped the light on, it was those beauties. And I walked 2 offices down and I was like, hey, cannoli delivery. And he was like, I went to Pinocchio's. I thought you'd like it.
Is it because, let's transition right into like, you're going to fucking Italy?
It might be. It might be because that was his send-off to me.
That's a great send-off.
It's so exciting to get to go on vacation, but also it is so like to be planning as a person like me who I don't even understand how my brain works. I have been packing for a week and a half.
Oh, that's smart.
Laying stuff out on the table and being like, that's there, I need that.
Like editing it throughout the week. That's actually really smart because I'm the night before overpack. Like, I don't know who I'm packing for, but it's not me. It's
Right.
it's the girl I want to be.
Yeah, it's dream you in a different city.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But I think I have gone on enough trips where I try to pretend like I'm the girl that doesn't really care.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's the same reason, like the patch of hair that's kind of never brushed.
Yeah.
But I do care. I just can't manage my time correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't conceptualize time. I think I really have been convinced by TikTok that I have ADHD.
I think you and I have different flavors of ADHD.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely been diagnosed. We're not throwing this fucking thing around, but there's different variants and it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And you and I have completely opposite opposite ones. But I do think that there's some time management things that would be explained in that way for both of us on our extremes.
Well, and just to not to be defensive, but just to say for myself, the thing that I really identify with is that when they talk about like, it's not time management. I don't understand, like time doesn't work in my brain the same way. So if I sit somewhere and it's like 15 minutes have passed and then I have to be somewhere, I absolutely have to hire someone to come in and go, you have to go. It's now. Because if I'm left to my own devices, I'll be like, there's no way 15 minutes have passed. It's like 3 hours.
That's so interesting. I'll sit there and I won't be able to do anything else because I'm waiting for those 15 minutes to go because that's all I can concentrate on. And then I'll leave 3 minutes early just to make sure that I'm there on time.
Wow.
Like it's just obsessive. I won't plan a day if I have something at 1 o'clock because I have to wait until that moment to like, that's all I can think about.
That's not a good combination for you and I. I mean, it explains so many things.
It does.
I just think about like our first year on the road.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
Pre-Vince.
Oh, even post-Vince.
Post-Vince.
Remember that time we were in Oslo and he had to come to my room and I was like, had just stepped out of the shower and he's like, we're going on stage in 15 minutes. I was like, so what's this you say? Like, I think that's the night I went on stage in my pajamas.
Okay, we went on stage in our pajamas because our luggage got lost.
Oh, God. Thank God. Thank God. I was remembering as like I blew it
That
so
was
badly.
not you.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That wasn't that.
And actually, that was so fun.
It was so fun.
That was like, we did a show in Oslo.
Yeah.
And it was like we were in this beautiful, it was like there was a lot of velvet curtains and it was like carpeted walls. So it was like, it was very comforting and like we were in utero.
The reason we went to Oslo is so dumb. It's because I like this song by this super obscure band called Oslo in the Summertime. And we were going to Sweden. And I was like, let's go to Oslo, too. So I can say I've been to Oslo.
In the summertime?
In the summertime.
Yeah.
The band is of Montreal. They're fucking incredible if you ever need a band. But that's just a weird reason to get on a plane and go somewhere.
Well, look.
Listen.
If we can sell tickets,
sure,
we'll show
did.
up.
And we did.
And we did. And then we met a bunch of amazing Norwegian murderinos who spoke English better than us.
And a lot of expats that were badass.
Yes.
Which was fun.
And our Italians who came to see us.
Yes.
We should know their names.
Why would we know the Italians' names?
I could describe their glasses.
Go find them when you're in Italy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm excited for you. That's a really amazing trip.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I'm doing a thing where like I go onto Netflix and I enter Sicily into the search bar just to see if there's any TV shows I can watch to see people walking around different parts of Sicily.
Is there a Somebody Feed Phil episode?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even think about
That's
it.
my favorite.
Yeah, you love that show.
I really do. That is to say that this is an episode where only Karen's telling a story. We've had a couple of those. This is the last one. So we have content while we're out of town, but also can go out of town.
That's right. No one begrudges us a vacation.
We're giving them a story. And we saved like meaty ones for solos. So like.
There should be no complaints.
Why am I mad? Why am I defending myself?
Who am I yelling at?
I have a book to recommend and then we can get started. It's like a good vacation book that I can't put down.
What if I have a book to recommend?
Great. Then we can both recommend books.
I thought the way you said it was, and then we can get started.
Oh, I just mean like if you don't. Okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. I did kind of.
I don't have a book. I can't read.
This book's called Olga Dies Dreaming by Xochitl Gonzalez. And it's about this like interesting, badass woman who grew up in Brooklyn, in the Puerto Rican neighborhood of Brooklyn. She's like a badass wedding planner now, but she's super complicated. And it's also about her family and what they've gone through. And it's so fucking good. I can't put it down. Like, this chick is so inspiring, but also so messy that you love her so much. And you're like rooting for her to find herself. And I'm hoping she does by the end, because I'll cry if she doesn't.
I mean, I feel like this, in the modern day, we've come to understand that we want to hear stories and talk about people who are messy, real, human.
Yeah.
Everything else is so fucking boring.
It is. And untrue.
Right. Dishonest.
Dishonest.
Yeah, that's right.
Totally.
Messy time.
What's your book? Just make one up.
I have a book. It's called Our Town. It's a wonderful play by Thornton Wilder. Alondra, please
Alondra, you went to college.
Please say yeah.
Thornton Wilder?
Fuck yeah. Did you
Got
see that?
That was amazing.
Didn't you hear me say it?
I did.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I couldn't have. And I shouldn't have.
And you never
And
will.
I mustn't. Okay.
We have a podcast network, and we like to tell you things about it, to keep you up to date, because maybe you listen to this podcast. We've got a bunch of great ones.
Handpicked
Yeah.
by none other than Karen and myself.
Yeah.
So you'll probably like them too.
That's right.
If you go to exactlyrightmedia.com, you can see them all. If you put in Exactly Right, wherever you listen to podcasts, the network should come up, and all our podcasts are there.
So many.
And please rate, review, and subscribe. Everyone appreciates it. Also, we have brand new You're in a Cult, Call Your Dad merch designed by illustrator Jess Rotter, who makes the coolest rock and roll inspired artwork. I'm obsessed with this design. There's a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and a tote bag that you can get online at myfavoritemurder.com.
It looks like a poster that would be at the Fillmore in 1968.
Classic.
It's such beautiful, cool artwork.
It is.
You can also follow Exactly Right on social media and learn more about what's happening this week on your favorite podcasts, those ones we were generalizing about at the top of this announcement. For example, I Saw What You Did. That's our movie podcast, Bananas, the Weird News podcast. But there's so many.
So many. And then episode 15 of Rewind with Karen and Georgia is available now. And it features crimes from the year 2000. I was listening to an episode of Rewind last night just for quality control.
Sure.
And it was weird to hear myself back then all bubbly and like a little bourboned up.
Sure. Yeah.
That girl was drinking whiskey straight at the time.
Also, imagine that. You're listening to a podcast of yourself recapping a podcast of yourself.
Inception.
I mean,
it's fucking Inception.
Narcissism Inception.
No, I'm just trying to make sure the product we're giving people.
I'm not. No judgments.
No, all judgments.
Only judgments. If you love My Favorite Murder, that's what we're doing right now. Please go rate, review, and follow the show wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes. It's a simple thing you can do that helps any podcast out. That when you like them, do that.
All the ones you like.
Yeah.
Touch those stars.
Yeah.
Even say some nice stuff about it.
Sure.
It helps.
It does.
And if you don't like a podcast, just ignore it.
Yeah. Move on. There's other ones.
Yeah. Please. The Hulu original series Furious is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. From Liz Merriweather, the Emmy-nominated executive producer of Dying for Sex and The Dropout, comes a gripping psychological thriller.
Starring Emmy Rossum, Furious follows Alice Black, a rookie FBI agent on the hunt for Catherine, a mysterious and calculating female serial killer.
It's Alice's first case on the job, and she's already bitten off more than she can chew.
While Alice believes justice is achieved through law enforcement, Catherine has lost all faith in the legal system.
She's taken it upon herself to terrorize the rich and powerful men of New York in her pursuit of vengeance.
As Alice and Catherine's twisted game of cat and mouse unfolds, the lines between good and evil and right and wrong begin to blur.
With shocking crimes, tangled relationships, and secrets that change everything, Alice discovers there's a thin line between hunter and prey.
Watch the Hulu original series, Furious.
Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Goodbye.
Buying clothes is easy. That's why everyone's always doing it.
But finding clothes you actually want to wear is the hard part.
Get all your favorite elevated essentials at Quince.
Quince specializes in effortless, high-quality essentials like ultra-soft organic cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're beautifully tailored and built to last. And it's not just apparel. Quince also brings that same everyday elevation to everything they offer, from hotel-quality bedding and bath to kitchen staples, essentials, and thoughtfully designed furniture.
They work directly with ethical factories, so you're paying for quality quality, not brand markup.
It's so true that they have wonderful items that aren't just clothes. I have like 3 of their 100% mulberry silk pillowcases. I've bought throws from there. I've bought bedding from there. And it is just as great quality as their clothes and super affordable.
Upgrade your everyday.
Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/MFM. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada and the UK too.
QUINCE.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
Summer's for adventures, road trips, and adding a whole lot of miles to your car.
That's why it's worth stopping at Valvoline Instant Oil Change first.
If you need an oil change, make the smart stop at Valvoline Instant Oil Change before you hit the highway.
Their trained techs can help you get road trip ready with an oil change and an 18-point maintenance check included with every oil change, checking your tire pressure, wipers, lights, and more.
That means they're checking important things before you're halfway to your aunt's house with no cell service.
And these aren't just any techs. Valvoline Instant Oil Change techs complete over 270 hours of training, so your car's in capable hands.
The best part, you can stay in your car and you're in and out in about 15 minutes.
So before your next long summer ride, pull into Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, I'm doing a solo, and I'm so excited to get to do this solo. Maren and I talked about this. Maren did such a gorgeous job on this research. Maren McGlashan is my researcher. Ali Elkin is Georgia's researcher. We're so lucky to have such talented researchers. And so this story, Maren and I talked about, and the reason I wanted to do it is because it took place in 1969. And in 1969, my mom was a psychiatric nurse at a hospital in San Francisco called Langley Porter that was up on the hill above Coal Valley. Do you remember that hospital or that spot?
Is it abandoned now? That's the barracks that used to be over in North. No. I'm just going to go
Final
no.
answer, no. I don't think it's abandoned, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I don't think so. But she told me this unbelievable story about the night that this happened.
Wow.
So she worked in the psychiatric unit at this hospital, but it was 1969. So at the time, a lot of parents were sending their kids who they caught smoking pot to mental hospitals.
Right.
As a kind of we don't know what to do with you and this is crazy. It was truly the cultural revolution of the late 60s was truly blowing a lot of people's minds, not just the ones that are taking drugs.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of true mental patients and people with mental disorders that were getting treatment on this ward. And then there was just teenagers that got sent there.
Wow.
So on the night of this, these teenagers and some of the patients on this ward found out this concert was taking place and they snuck out. And when they came back, they were not the same. So, the story takes place December 6, 1969. It's the Altamont Free Concert.
Oh, no.
Yes.
And your mom was witnessed the people coming and then going?
These poor kids coming back because they were sneaking out, but she's like, oh, they're just going to go.
Yeah.
And what it was supposed to be was a free concert in Golden Gate Park.
Right.
Which was truly a couple blocks away.
Yeah, and Altamont was kind of far away, right?
Livermore.
Outside of town, completely.
More than a half an hour outside of town. So it was supposed to be this one-day festival featuring some of the biggest names in music, and it was free. The superstar lineup includes Crosby, Stills, and Nash, the Flying Burrito Brothers, Jefferson Airplane, Santana, the Grateful Dead, and the top of the bill is the Rolling Stones, who have just wrapped a very successful U.S. tour. So it's supposed to be the West Coast Woodstock. Woodstock had just happened in August of 1969 in New York State, so now it's supposed to be California's turn. And the excitement around this thing is enormous. Everyone's talking about it. But what ended up happening, and we know what happened at Woodstock where, it was not really well planned and it went on, but it was this free love, good vibes.
Success. Yeah. It worked out.
Yes. Altamont is the exact opposite.
Wow.
It will go down in history, as some call it the anti-Woodstock. Others will say it marks the death of the 60s hippie dream. Mick Jagger himself will say, quote, if Jesus had been at Altamont, he would have been crucified.
Damn.
This is the story of one of the darkest moments in rock and roll history, the 1969 Altamont Free Concert.
Wow.
Yeah. So the main sources Marin used in today's story are the book Just a Shot Away by Saul Austerlitz, the book Altamont by Joel Selvin, and the reporting of Jeff Edgers, which is featured in the Washington Post's podcast All Told, which Marin said was great and highly recommends.
Yeah, it's a good podcast.
Yeah. And the rest of the sources are in our show notes. So first, we're going to talk about an 18-year-old Black man named Meredith Hunter who goes by the name Murdoch. He lives in Berkeley, California, and he is a music fanatic, as many were of the time, but he really was. Murdoch's childhood was very difficult. His father leaves the family when he's young, and his mother, Altha, raises Murdoch and his siblings not only as a single parent, but while she struggles with schizophrenia.
Oof.
Writer Saul Austerlitz says, quote, "If you were Black and schizophrenic, there was little hope of fruitful treatment." And because of this, Altha struggles to hold down a job. The children sometimes go hungry. When Murdoch is just 11 years old, he starts getting into trouble with the law, as one would expect. No support, no services. What else are you supposed to do? Through his teens, Murdoch hangs out with a rough crowd. Then he gets into drugs. He's in and out of juvenile detention for various nonviolent and for petty crimes. But he is also a beloved member of this family. When his sister's widowed, he becomes a very important part of her children's lives. Also, Murdoch has a very distinctive charm about him. His then 17-year-old girlfriend, Patty Bredehoft, will later say, Murdoch didn't walk, he kind of floated. He had this walk where he was super cool, always in a suit. When he picked me, it made me feel special. Plus, he was very sweet. We just really had a connection. So at 6'2", Murdoch exudes personality and confidence. He's always dressed to the nines. His style sets him apart. But his never-ending appetite for seeing excellent live music is something he has common with so many other kids in his generation. And earlier in the year, he went to the Monterey Jazz Festival, had an amazing time. He's still bummed he didn't get to go to Woodstock. You know, he's one of those people. He wants to be at every big music event. So when word starts to spread that there's going to be this free West Coast version of Woodstock, Murdoch's all in. He has no way of knowing that behind the scenes, Altamont is shaping up to be a serious disaster. So the idea behind the Altamont Free Concert is lovely. A free concert in San Francisco makes a ton of sense. At the time, San Francisco is the epicenter of the music-obsessed hippie movement, and free concerts are a well-known part of the culture. Bands like the Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane have already hosted free shows at Golden Gate Park to great success. Have you been to shows in Golden Gate Park?
I went to a festival there when I lived there, but I don't remember anything about it.
I mean, it's just because that park is so beautiful. It's so sprawling.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what show I was at, because I'm sure I was very drunk. But I just remember the setting, like the size and the setting was so, like, it was really this kind of, this is an event and I'm a part of something.
Yeah.
It was very cool. So the Rolling Stones like the idea of being a part of a free concert for a few reasons. They want to thank their American audiences who have been so supportive of this tour that they just did. It also, they're hoping it might silence the critics who accuse the band of charging too much for tickets on this tour. Plus, the band is currently filming a documentary of that tour with the Maisels brothers, Albert and David. They're the filmmaking duo behind the legendary documentary Grey Gardens and a bunch of others. And obviously, what is soon to be the documentary they're going to make about the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, Vince and I watched that a while back.
Yeah, fucked up. It's tough. So the Stones know there's real cinematic value in capturing a well-attended concert, you know, like headlining Golden Gate Park.
Totally.
It would be an undeniably iconic ending to this film. But in true anti-authority hippie fashion, the plan for this concert moves forward with no central structure or leadership, just dozens of people acting as pseudo-organizers, operating under no singular chain of command. When I read that sentence, I began to sweat.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't do that.
So stressful and just a recipe for disaster,
Yeah.
no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So It's just this chaotic group of musicians and managers and promoters. And so kind of together, they decide to set a date that's only a couple weeks away.
No.
December 6th, 1969. And then Mick Jagger is giving an interview on November 26th, which is relatively right before. And so he confirms the rumors of an upcoming free concert in Golden Gate Park.
Oh, my God.
And he does this before anyone has locked down Golden Gate Park as the venue, as the location, really. So the very hippie vibed kind of planning about this, no one has considered the bureaucracy that's involved when you want to access a place like the city park.
Permits and shit.
Exactly. So while Bay Area bands like the Grateful Dead have connections with city of San Francisco and the people that work there, the Rolling Stones, they're a much bigger band with a notorious reputation, and they do not. So less than a week before the announced date of September 6th, San Francisco city officials decide that they're not going to grant permits for a free concert in Golden Gate Park. So suddenly that's all off the table. And incredibly, because there's no central leadership in this group, they don't get together and plan a different, hey, we could do it later on, a different date, same place, whatever. Instead, they just start looking for other venues with just days to spare.
Shit.
One of those venues is Sears Point Raceway in Sonoma, California.
Oh, your friend?
Merely 10 minutes away from Petaluma, possibly 15.
Damn.
If you want to go to Sacramento, you kind of drive by Sears Point Raceway.
Did you go there?
One of the ways to go.
As a kid and stuff?
We never went to Sears Point.
It's like an adult car racing place.
Exactly.
Not like, because that's what Altamont was, right? It's not like I'm thinking of little kids driving
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's not go-karts. Yeah.
Yes, go-karts.
No. Sears Point is real. It's like NASCAR.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's officially NASCAR, but it was very loud. You could hear it.
Oh my God, I bet.
You could hear it sometimes in Petaluma if the weather was correct.
Because there's probably no like regulations on what you could put on your engine and shit. And it was just like
back then, I'm sure there wasn't.
So crazy.
Yeah. And it's still there, and it's still a real place. It's a serious place.
Nice.
We're very proud of Sears Point. Also, it's that kind of thing where I've been hearing all my childhood of like things on the radio being announced where it's like, this weekend at Sears Point Raceway.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it.
So this seems like the best option. It's 30 miles from San Francisco, but then negotiations fall apart 3 days before the scheduled concert date. After the venue owners find out that the Rolling Stones want to film there, and they demand $100,000 for rights to filming.
That's a lot of money.
Guess how much it is in today's money?
Okay. Inflation's fucking huge.
It's 1969.
And it's $650?
$800,000.
Wow.
Almost $1 million.
That's just almost like saying, we don't want it here. Here's a fucking made up number. We know you're going to say no, go fuck yourself.
Yes, because I think the people at Sears Point were like, we saw what happened at Woodstock.
Right.
All those hippies on drugs, taking weird baths in a pond.
The insurance alone would cost half of that fucking fee.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yes. No. Yeah. And they're going to fuck the whole thing up and like it'll be dirty and you have to clean it up and everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of smart. Because then if they got the money, then hey.
Sure.
So for this Rolling Stones, this is an immediate deal breaker. You know, that price at like the idea of doing it without being able to film it, that ain't happening because this is like basically the crucial ending for their documentary.
Yeah.
So it seems like the whole idea is ready to collapse, but not everyone's ready to give up.
I don't think people like give enough credit to fucking cutting your losses and moving on.
For real.
Like that's a big thing of mine. Like when I would be like, this relationship is over.
Yes.
I'm done.
Be done. It's okay.
It's okay.
Things end all the time.
Yeah. Because things could be worse then. You cut your losses, meaning you're not going to gain more losses.
Correct. That's right.
Okay.
Well said. So Rolling Stone magazine reports that, quote, Jagger kept saying, well, man, we'll play the streets if we have to. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
He was almost prepared to pick a street corner in downtown San Francisco and play there, end quote. So with just 2 days to go, me with a taut stomach as I'm like going into this document, the organizers find a dusty remote racetrack in the city of Livermore, 60 miles east of San Francisco. This is the Altamont Speedway. This time, the owner of the racetrack doesn't ask for much aside from the promotional boost that'll come with being associated with this concert.
Okay.
But the location is not ideal. What's funny is driving from Petaluma to LA, I drive by Altamont.
Really?
That's how you get from the 580 to the 5 south.
Yeah.
You basically go by it. Oh, I mean, I don't think you can see anything from the freeway, not that I know of, but it's right there, basically. So the Speedway is far away from the city. The atmosphere is nowhere as nice, of course, as Golden Gate Park or Sears Point Raceway. Mm-hmm. And the largest crowd that Altamont has ever hosted is 6,000 people. This concert is expected to draw 100,000 people.
Wow. I was even going to guess like 25.
No. Big time.
No.
On top of everything else, the organizers have less than 48 hours to now pull this entire thing together. Let's just think about like a festival day, what's involved, what people have to organize to put something like that together.
Seriously.
At this point, the Grateful Dead's frontman, Jerry Garcia, thinks the whole thing should be called off. But because the Rolling Stones are still on board and they're huge, that's all it takes for the motley crew of organizers to basically fall in line. They start recruiting volunteers from around the Bay Area to help build the stage for bands to perform on and to haul in the sound equipment. Volunteers building a concert stage?
Yeah, no, you don't know how to build a fucking concert stage.
You got to get your guys that like wear those tool belts all the time. You got to get you got to get your union guys.
Contractors who know how like gravity works and shit.
And people that have done it and done it and done it and done it.
Own a leveler. You know what I mean?
At the very
least.
You have to have a mustache or a beard, please. So they think that's parts taken care of. Now they move on to the very important task of hiring security. Enter the Hells Angels.
I wonder what it would have been like if this part hadn't been there. It would have been a mess, but it wouldn't have been...
Right, as bad.
It wouldn't have gone down in history, I feel like.
Well, it's interesting you say that. We'll get to that point.
It's interesting I say that, and I don't know the whole story, so keep going.
Well, but that's the fun part of these kinds of conversations, because you don't know, and what you're citing is interesting, and it will come up. So if you're a millennial or older, then you know the Hells Angels. If you don't, if you're young or you're uncool, old and uncool, the Hells Angels are an infamous motorcycle gang, notorious around California. They were California-based, and they had become a household name because of their outlaw image and their serious crimes that they committed constantly. They were in the news a lot. It was scary.
Yeah.
Even in the late 70s, when I kind of became conscious of that kind of motorcycle gang energy, there were definitely tons of like Hells Angel type people who absolutely were not like that. And that were just like, Harley guys or whatever. But this particular motorcycle gang was at the time not, it wasn't good. It was like a true gang.
Yeah, they were notorious for sure.
So it sounds like a bizarre choice for security for an event like this, but like the youth culture of the time, the Hells Angels typified anti-authority rebellion. The gang's Bay Area chapter already has a relationship with the local music scene. Grace Slick, who is one of the lead singers of Jefferson Airplane, talks about it on the All Told podcast, saying, quote, "Police didn't like people with long hair. They knew we smoked dope, so they'd try and catch us doing that. We, in turn, didn't want them around. The Hells Angels are not going to take us to jail, but they can be tough like a cop. We'd done a number of concerts in Golden Gate Park, and the Hells Angels had been there to make sure everything went okay. They never messed with anybody. They were always okay. And when somebody would get on stage when they're not supposed to be, they just go over and tell them not to. So we said we could get the Hells Angels to be security at Altamont." End quote. So the Hells Angels aren't interested in acting like cops, and they don't want to be policing the event.
Right.
They don't. That's not their style. But they do agree to guard the stage and the equipment on very short notice and for a very cheap price, $500 worth of beer.
Which is so much beer at the time, which at the time is how much beer?
Which is at the time is $4,000 worth of beer.
Right.
And probably cheap beer.
Shitty cheap beer for sure.
So we're kind of setting that stage of like the expectations and, hey, this has worked before. And hey, my dad's got a barn and we can go over to Altamont and we'll just throw this thing together for Mick Jagger and for everybody trying to have a fun, free show.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in Berkeley, Murdoch Hunter is preparing to go to this concert and he is excited. But not everyone in Murdoch's life feels great about his plan to go to Altamont. His sister Dixie warns him that he might not be safe as a black man going out where this concert's being held. She points out, because Murdoch's girlfriend Patty is white, that something could happen to them as an interracial couple. This is basically as far out of San Francisco as you can get. And at that time, it says less urban on the page. It was not urban at all.
It's like rural.
It's completely country.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it goes country really fast out there because there's so much farming, livestock, all that kind of stuff that it goes city to country real quick.
Wow.
Years later, Dixie tells the All Told podcast, quote, "I said, that's not a good place for you. My husband owned some trucks. He would go collect iron and stuff out there, and he would take me. I have seen Ku Klux Klan crosses that have been burnt in those fields."
Wow.
Yeah. So the truth is Murdoch is determined to go. It's that he's 18.
Yeah.
He's got the world on a string.
And like maybe one of the most like legendary concerts that will happen.
Yeah.
And that he's going to miss it. And it's in his like neighborhood, basically. It's
right.
Of course he's going to go.
Of course he's going to go. So on the morning of December 6th, he puts on a black silk shirt, a lime green suit, and a wide-brimmed black hat. Then he takes his mother's boyfriend's champagne-colored 1965 Mustang.
God, stop it right now.
Right? And he goes and picks up Patty, and he heads out to Livermore. And Patty will later say, quote, "Nobody knew exactly what it was going to be like out there. Peace and love and hippies and all that. We thought, oh, it's just going to be a big party."
Yeah.
The Hulu original series Furious is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. From Liz Merriweather, the Emmy-nominated executive producer of Dying for Sex and The Dropout, comes a gripping psychological thriller.
Starring Emmy Rossum, Furious follows Alice Black, a rookie FBI agent on the hunt for Catherine, a mysterious and calculating female serial killer.
It's Alice's first case on the job, and she's already bitten off more than she can chew.
While Alice believes justice is achieved through law enforcement, Catherine has lost all faith in the legal system.
She's taken it upon herself to terrorize the rich and powerful men of New York in her pursuit of vengeance.
As Alice and Catherine's twisted game of cat and mouse unfolds, the lines between good and evil and right and wrong begin to blur.
With shocking crimes, tangled relationships, and secrets that change everything, Alice discovers there's a thin line between hunter and prey.
Watch the Hulu original series, Furious.
Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Goodbye. Summer's for adventures, road trips, and adding a whole lot of miles to your car.
That's why it's worth stopping at Valvoline Instant Oil Change first.
If you need an oil change, make the smart stop at Valvoline Instant Oil Change before you hit the highway.
Their trained techs can help you get road trip ready with an oil change and an 18-point maintenance check included with every oil change, checking your tire pressure, wipers, lights, and more.
That means they're checking important things before you're halfway to your aunt's house with no cell service.
And these aren't just any techs. Valvoline Instant Oil Change techs complete over 270 hours of training, so your car's in capable hands.
The best part, you can stay in your car and you're in and out in about 15 minutes.
So before your next long summer ride, pull into Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and unforgettable moments that make the season so special.
Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, gathering with friends, or simply soaking up every sunny day, Pandora Jewelry offers meaningful pieces designed to celebrate your unique story.
From sun-kissed metals that catch the light beautifully to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, every detail is crafted to help you express yourself with confidence and style.
Explore charms, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and more, thoughtfully designed to complement every adventure and occasion.
Each design moves with you, from beach days and road trips to rooftop dinners, golden nights, and every memory in between.
Layer your favorite looks, mark life's meaningful moments, and create lasting reminders of a season you'll never want to forget.
Find the pieces that reflect who you are and where this summer takes you.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net. and let your summer unfold.
Goodbye.
So as the couple approaches Altamont, they come upon a massive traffic jam.
Mm-hmm.
This is because the event organizers have made no real plan for parking. Saul Austerlitz writes, quote, "The new 580 freeway leading from just north of San Francisco to the eastern reaches of Alameda County still not fully open to the public," which is, I read that. It was like, what?
Nobody fucking notified anybody?
It was a fresh freeway and it wasn't open yet. Still not fully open to the public, became a massive parking lot with parked cars filling each of its 4 lanes 4 miles.
Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure this is now a 5 or 6 lane highway.
I bet.
It's gigantic.
Yeah.
But so the idea that people were just kind of turning down it and going, then just parking on it is wild.
Yeah.
When he says 4 miles, he means 8 miles.
Oh my God.
And that's because organizers anticipated 100,000 people coming, but in fact, 300,000 people show up.
It's a one-day thing, right? Not like
Yes.
Woodstock where you can come throughout the weekend and every, like, right?
It's a one-day thing.
Yeah, that's no.
And maybe that's why there are no concession stands.
No.
There's no food or water available for a day-long concert.
No.
And they've only gotten 100 portable toilets
Oh my God.
for 300,000 people.
Oh my God.
Terrifying. And then there's the stage. So we'll go back to the stage.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Assembled by volunteers.
How did that turn out?
Here, you tell me. It's cobbled together overnight, and it stands at a mighty 3 feet tall. For comparison, the stage at Woodstock was 15 feet high.
Yeah.
And it took weeks to build. Plus, the location of the stage is not great. They set it at the bottom of a hill, so the concert goers basically kind of tower over it. And because it's just a few feet tall and there's no real barricade or fence around the stage, audience members can easily just walk onto it. What they did do was put up a piece of string.
No.
And just, it's so insane.
One guy was like, maybe we need a barrier. And another guy was like, how about string?
Here.
And then they ended the conversation.
Yeah, it was like, and the guy that suggested string pours concrete, and he's like, this will work because no one ever crosses these strings when we pour concrete. Either that or they were both on acid, and they were like, look how amazingly strong this string is.
The string is like the universe.
It's so strong. So basically, a piece of string goes around the perimeter of the stage, and that is the only boundary between the stage and the crowd. And it gets ripped down immediately, of course. So the concert is off to a bad start. Then you throw in a ton of alcohol and, of course, the bad acid that inevitably gets circulated among the audience, and a powder keg situation is starting to build. And as you can imagine, a chaotic environment lacking basic infrastructure and resources, people getting super intoxicated, things immediately get tense. Yeah. Rolling Stone magazine reports, quote, "As Santana was setting up, a chick toward the front of the stage was telling her old man, 'It's weird. They consulted astrologers before setting the dates for Woodstock, but they couldn't have consulted an astrologer about today. Anyone can see that with the moon in Scorpio, today is an awful day to do this concert. There's a strong possibility of violence and chaos, and any astrologer would have told them so. Oh, well, maybe the Stones know something. I don't know.'"
Girl,
End quote.
believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, and also, like, sure, they could have consulted an astrologer. It didn't sound like they were consulting fucking
They could have insulted
anybody.
literally a child and been like, is this a great idea? And the kid had been like, no.
The string won't stay up. At my school, string doesn't stay up.
Right. Oh my God.
So, unfortunately, the Rolling Stones are not sitting on any special insider information. They, like everyone else involved, are in for a very rude awakening. Band member Mick Taylor will later say, quote, "About 5 minutes after we arrived, I was with Mick, and then it says Jagger in parentheses, and there were a couple security guards with us, and a guy broke through and punched Mick in the face."
What? You can't do that.
I mean, yes, you can. At
Right.
Altamont, you
just
can. The last thing he says in that quote is, "That put me off a bit." End quote. This chaotic, violent atmosphere sets in on this continually expanding crowd. There's a particularly notorious attendee who is almost always, unfortunately, referred to as, quote, "the naked fat guy." Cultural critic Greil Marcus, who at the time is a 24-year-old writer for Rolling Stone magazine, remembers, quote, and this is about the naked fat guy. He got up when Santana started to play and started dancing. It looked like he was just being free and all that, and he took his clothes off, but he wasn't. I was close enough to see that he was using his dancing as an excuse to stomp people. He was actually moving all around and stomping on people. It was really ugly and awful.
Oh my God.
End quote. And here's what's weird. No one's ever figured out who that man is. Even the Washington Post
Shut the fuck.
could not track down his name or any identifying information about him.
I never heard of that before. That is fucking wild.
I know, I haven't either. So that's the vibe, right? There's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like people are expecting Woodstock
Right.
and they're showing up and being like, huh, what?
I really am getting like heart palpitations a little bit.
Okay, it gets worse.
Okay, great.
On top of all this, all the bad vibes, or maybe at the heart of it is the presence of the Hells Angels.
Sure.
They ride their motorcycles through the middle of the
Yeah.
densely packed crowd, right up to the front of the stage, and then they line up in this very obvious show of force. Much like the concert goers around them, the Hells Angels are downing drugs and imbibing alcohol and are actively and often violently engaging with the crowd. If someone gets too close to the stage or one of their bikes, they're immediately punched or whacked with a sawed-off pool cue filled with lead.
No.
That's their weapon of choice. And the Hells Angels have created a makeshift jail where they corral guests that they see as making problems. As you would guess, they show them no mercy in this jail. The naked fat guy ends up being held there, and his face and chest are covered in blood, and his front teeth get knocked out.
Holy shit.
Oh, sorry, it says his teeth have been knocked out, so
Okay.
could be a bunch of his teeth, not just the front ones. Even Marty Balin, who was the founding member of Jefferson Airplane and the co-lead singer with Grace Slick, is attacked by a member of the Hells Angels. It happens when Balin jumps off stage mid-performance to intervene when he sees the gang members attacking another concert goer. Balin mouths off to an angel, I'm sure because they were like, hey, we recommended you.
Totally.
Like, you can't be doing this. He's promptly knocked unconscious. When he comes to a few minutes later, he starts telling that Hells Angel off again and is knocked out for a second time. Yeah. The Hells Angels' drunken, drug-fueled violence seems to have no limits. During Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young's set, they team up on the young hippies in front of the stage as the band plays behind them. It gets so bad that Stephen Stills, while he's playing, is actually injured by one Hells Angel who is just sitting on the stage, poking him in the leg with a sharpened bicycle spoke.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
And I think that's that thing. There are so many elements of performance that people don't understand it's psychological crowd control. So that is why stages are up high. It's basically saying, we're up here. You're not allowed to touch us.
Yeah.
You're down there and you watch what we're doing and you're in the dark down there and we do our thing and then we go away. When you put everybody on the same level, and I mean, ask any stand-up comic who's done like a show in like a restaurant or whatever. Yeah. That's when you get heckled. That's when people are like, oh, you're just me.
I'm part of this. I'm part of the show. Yeah.
And you're just another me standing there and you're making me feel uncomfortable because you're kind of vulnerable.
Yeah.
I got to do something about it. It's that vibe. So the stage thing, I personally think is a huge element to this where it's like, oh, we can all just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Oh, also acid.
Oh, right. That'll do it.
That'll do it too. So Stephen Stills is slashed so many times he bleeds through his pant leg on stage.
Like he can't tell this guy to stop because all of his fucking bros are there.
And also because he's like,
I'm playing
doing 4-part harmony in the middle of a song, getting his leg fucking, it's so crazy. So the band ends their set a half an hour after they start and immediately just go back into the city.
Yeah.
Years later, David Crosby tells the All Told podcast, quote, I was terrified. We thought, get out of here as fast as you can before somebody gets killed in front of you, before you get killed.
Wow.
Yeah, end quote. So members of the Grateful Dead who are slated to play right before the Rolling Stones are so unnerved by this out-of-control violence from both the audience and the Hells Angels that they just bail.
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
I felt so much relief when I was like, fuck yes, get out of there.
You're done.
So at this point, Murdoch Hunter and his girlfriend Patty are taking a break back in their car with a couple other friends. Patty wants to leave. She is over this whole thing. Some sources say that the couple were seen being harassed during this concert. As Saul Austerlitz writes, quote, glancing around the concert venue, Hunter may have silently taken note of how few other Black men were present that day. This was overwhelmingly a white affair, and at least some of the African Americans in the crowd seemed to be targeted by the Hells Angels. A long-haired biker threw one young man to the ground for no apparent reason, then proceeded to mouth obscenities at the fallen concertgoer. This was undoubtedly a familiar feeling for anyone like Hunter, who had spent time at the parties and celebrations of the overwhelmingly white counterculture. End quote. So the problem is Murdoch is not ready to leave. Patty later says, quote, I didn't really want to go back again, but he persuaded me. End quote. But before they go, Murdoch opens the trunk of his car and pulls out a gun. Patty remembers asking, quote, what do you need that for? And he says, just for protection, which he's right.
Yeah.
But it's like, at that point,
Gotta go.
maybe if that's the situation, I mean, the Rolling Stones are an amazing band.
Yeah.
And you kind of get to see them like right there. You're right there.
Yeah, but if you need that to go back to the concert to feel safe, then it's like, then that's not a safe place to be.
No. So I'm going to just say all of this right here. All of this has been happening during the day. The sun hasn't gone down yet. Since the Grateful Dead have left, and because the Rolling Stones bassist Bill Wyman isn't there yet, and because the band and the Maisels brothers have always envisioned that performance to be a nighttime performance, the Rolling Stones don't go on stage for 2 hours.
No.
You have hundreds of thousands of worn out, hungry, thirsty, strung out, unruly concertgoers and Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
So at this point, the vibes are absolutely terrible at
So there's just
Altamont.
nobody playing for 2 hours.
Just sitting there and people are just stewing in the shit. And also, don't forget, it's no small part that bad acid. There's a...
What's that? Who's that from? Like, what's bad? Like, acid can be bad and still be good. Like, what's the deal?
It's, no, not quality-wise.
Yeah.
It's same thing happened at Woodstock.
Yeah.
Like, don't eat the brown acid, I think is what they said. Where it's like, it's giving people terrible trips. Like,
It's
no one
dosed
is...
with something else?
Yeah, it's badly made.
Got it.
So people are, instead of kind of going up and away and
they're like
to good times,
PCP
they're
and
immediately
shit.
freaking out. Yeah.
Okay.
So they actually have to set up what's called a bummer tent, which they also had to do at Woodstock, where people on psychedelics who need help can get it. But there, things are reaching a fever pitch of horror. Joel Sullivan reports, quote, volunteers and staff were overwhelmed and moans and screams can be heard coming from within. By the end of the day, the 4 psychiatrists working the tent would treat more than 200 patients by themselves. The tension was so great that somebody witnessed 2 doctors getting into a fist fight over an argument about treatment protocols.
I want to hear from them.
So, I mean, the astrology, you can't be argued with at this point. It's like everybody is, it's all bad.
Yeah.
And in the midst of this, Murdoch Hunter is angling to get up close to the stage.
Okay.
I bet you, and my guess is, it's like, let's make all this worth it.
Totally.
And really be right there.
Totally.
For a band at the height of their fame, I think. Well, not really, because they're still performing.
Yeah.
So not the height, but truly an amazing time.
Yeah. Pinnacle? Is that the word? Opening? What's the opening? Starting line.
No, I can't think of any. At the starting line of their fame. Just like the coolest.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
It's too bad I can't think of words anymore, being that I do this job for a living.
I mean, try having not been able to do that for 8.5 years. It's rough.
It's tough.
It's something. I don't know what.
It really feels like something.
Something else.
It's a bad trip. It's bad vibes. Ugh. Okay, so somehow Murdoch and Patty actually do manage to get through this enormous crowd, and they get very close to the stage, which means they're right by those Hells Angels that are standing in front of it, holding the line, battering people with lead-filled pool cues. So when the Rolling Stones finally do take the stage, the crowd surges. Murdoch and Patty try to hold their own, but when a song starts, like basically they get separated. Yeah. And we've all been at concerts like that where, and it's no surprise it happened here, where it's like people don't just stand there like, oh, cool, yeah, I'm so happy now. It's like,
totally.
And they're right there on your level. They're like,
right.
It's like,
well, you can't control your movements too when you're in that big of a crowd where you get pushed forward. It's not like you're wanting to go forward. It's just the rest of the crowd is being moved.
They're moving. They're high, drunk. They want to be there. They want to punch Mick Jagger in the face. Yeah. I mean, it's so insane.
Oh my gosh.
So every time the band starts a new song, there's a new crush toward the stage and the couple gets separated. Before long, it's clear that the typically powerful, captivating Rolling Stones have completely lost control. The Hells Angels have all the power in the situation and they know it. Gang members are flagrantly walking across the stage. As the band members, who are skinny little British rock stars, much smaller than many of these motorcycle gang members, look increasingly unsettled and scared. At one point, the usually smooth as silk Mick Jagger bumps into a mic stand and knocks it over. But the show goes on, although the band stops several times either to check in on audience members who don't look good or to implore the out-of-control crowd to settle down.
Wow.
At one point, Mick Jagger repeatedly begs people to cool out. Keith Richards calls out the Hells Angels directly. He says, quote, "Listen, man, either these cats cool it or we don't play." But, as Greil Marcus puts it, quote, "The Stones couldn't stop because they were surrounded by Hells Angels who were telling them to play or else." At one point, an angel came up to Keith Richards, grabbed him and said, "Play, fucker, you're going to play." They had no idea that they would not be beaten or killed themselves if they didn't play.
They don't give a shit about this fucking...
No. It's like, play Brown Sugar. I want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
So they sorry, we're still on the quote. Okay. So they had to play. They didn't have the option of leaving.
Okay.
End quote. Meanwhile, Jerry Garcia's whistling on the fucking 580. Thank God. Truly like a perfect example of what you're saying of quit if you need to quit. Plus the sheer size of the audience, then the low positioning of that stage makes it impossible for the band to do anything but perform because where would they even go?
Totally.
And how would this rowdy audience react if the Rolling Stones were like, we're done, bye?
Right.
Years later, the Stones tour manager, Sam Cutler, will mull this over. He says, quote, "It could have resulted in maybe the deaths of the Rolling Stones. Who knows? You got to realize we were on a stage that was knee high, the height of your knees above the ground, in the middle of 300,000 people. How would the Rolling Stones escape from that if they hadn't played?
I bet there's no green room. I bet there's no backstage if they fucking built that overnight.
No.
There's nowhere to go.
Now I really want to watch Gimme Shelter and see exactly what it looked like because all of those elements it's like the reason over time, things like that, like high stages, and this is a big thing in stand-up comedy, nobody ever wants to do outside shows because sometimes people are like, yeah, just outside and you can just talk. And it's like, no. It has to be, you have to have nice loud mics and you have to have walls and a ceiling because when energy dissipates, then you're just like shouting into a barrel. It's like pointless.
Right.
The comic never feels like they're doing good. You can't, there's no monitor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of ways for things to go wrong.
Okay.
And you have to kind of like, the way you control an audience is by being amazing. But like this audience, it didn't matter how amazing the Rolling Stones were. They were right down on everyone else's level.
Yeah.
So the band continues their set.
Great.
But what happens next, what's remembered as the breaking point of this nightmarish event, is still unclear to this day. Most sources agree that Murdoch, who has been fighting his way toward the stage, climbs up onto a speaker box as the Stones play Under My Thumb. Presumably, he wants a better view of the band, but Murdoch is pulled off by a member of the Hells Angels. The two men have some sort of hostile exchange, and the Hells Angel punches Murdoch in the face. Patty misses the first few moments of this fight, but she sees her boyfriend as he's knocked to the ground by a team of 2 or 3 Hells Angels. And then she sees Murdoch hop back up onto his feet. He rushes back into the crowd as those gang members chase him.
Oh my God.
And he winds up back at Patty's side. Then he pulls out the gun and aims it in front of him. There's no other way to put it. This is a terrible, dangerous decision he makes. But as Saul Austerlitz writes, quote, Hunter was not just another concert goer. He was a black man amid a sea of white faces, and perhaps his reckless calculation was predicated on the knowledge that he had already been singled out for punishment by a group of white men known to target black people.
Yeah, I don't think it would have gone well for him, even if he didn't have had a gun on him.
Correct.
You know?
Yes. Before Murdoch can even fire that gun, even if he was planning on firing the gun, no one will ever know, one of the Hells Angels stabs him with a hunting knife. He falls to the ground, and the crowd around him scatters, except for Patty, who is standing there horrified. The Rolling Stones are only about 20 feet away, but they don't know what's happening down in the audience. Murdoch is injured, but he's still alive at this point. He's not holding the gun anymore, and he's literally on the ground. In any other scenario, he would have been hauled off site by like security, maybe arrested on a gun charge. Instead, the Hells Angels stab Murdoch several more times, including in the neck. They kick him in the face. They throw a garbage can at his head. Murdoch Hunter is murdered by the Hells Angels to the sound of the Rolling Stones. Patty says, quote, I remember screaming and trying to get him and people pulling me back, trying to protect me. And then I remember this one Hells Angel turning around and grabbing me and telling me, why are you crying over him? He's not worth it, end quote.
Oh my God.
18-year-old Meredith Murdoch Hunter is pronounced dead at 6:30 p.m., halfway through the Rolling Stones set. His body is moved to an office on site until transportation can be arranged. Someone gives Patty a sedative to help her cope with the shock. So much has been said and written and debated about Murdoch's decision to brandish that gun that night.
Yeah.
Some have painted him, unsurprisingly, as an aggressive, intoxicated gunman whose decision could have resulted in many more deaths and put the band at risk. Others, including Patty, insist he was only trying to defend himself after being singled out and that his murder was not justified. A jury will eventually acquit the gang member who fatally stabbed Murdoch after that Hells Angel claims self-defense. But as Greil Marcus once wrote, quote, a young black man murdered in the midst of a white crowd by white thugs as white men played their version of black music. It was too much to kiss off as a mere unpleasantness.
Wow.
End quote. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That framework, like that framing is so important, and I've never thought about it that way before.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So eventually the Rolling Stones finish their set. They leave the stage. They run to a helicopter that's waiting to take them back to San Francisco. Their assistant at the time, a woman named Georgia Bergman, tells the All Told podcast, quote, there's this rush of people on this helicopter. I can't remember how many people it should have held, but maybe 7 or 8, something like that. There's 15 to 18 people trying to get on, and we take off.
Bet.
It's quiet. People are quiet. I'm thinking, well, never mind the Hells Angels if we crash. We're flying at a very unhealthy angle. And when we land, it's a pretty abrupt landing, and we're all really thankful. I don't think I ever wanted to get on a helicopter again. End quote.
Fuck.
I mean, you know, part of it is like, thank God that helicopter was there. But who planned the helicopter? Because someone was fucking smart enough to plan for a helicopter, which means you could have fucking planned for other shit too.
It was a Rolling Stones party, I bet.
Of course.
I don't think it was like anyone planning the festival. It was.
But what a shitty, I got mine kind of like, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like the vibe was, let's all just get together and have this fun, cool thing.
Yeah.
Now, hundreds of thousands of people at Altamont, many of them intoxicated, walk back along the brand new highway to their cars in the dark of night. So, like, I'm imagining there weren't even like the freeway lights.
Totally.
It was an
Pitch
unopened
black.
freeway.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Anybody that's driven on the 580, picturing it as a brand new freeway that hasn't been opened yet and like is so mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I'm just going to keep saying that throughout the rest of this podcast. So these people also leave behind a mess that takes 3 months to clean up. And it has spread over the surrounding roadways and fields, all used as impromptu garbage cans and bathrooms all day long.
Jesus.
In addition to the murder of Murdoch Hunter, 3 other Altamont attendees are killed that night.
Really?
19-year-old Leonard Krizak is pulled under by the current in a nearby irrigation canal and drowned.
Oh, my God.
And both 22-year-old Richard Salov and 19-year-old Mark Feiger are killed outside of the venue in a hit-and-run accident that remains unsolved to this day.
Holy shit.
But of course, it's believed the driver was intoxicated.
Sure, yeah. And there's no fucking lights anywhere. It's
Right.
just...
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Immediately after the story of the Altamont nightmare breaks, the public looks for someone to blame, of course. It's a question people still wrestle with today. But as Joel Sullivan points out, quote, the organization and structure of the event was so shadowy, the chain of command so circuitous, and the work so improvised, nobody could ever tell who was in charge.
Yeah.
When there is nobody in charge, nobody is at fault, end quote. In the weeks after Altamont, Greil Marcus visits Murdoch Hunter's mother while he's working on a piece about the concert for Rolling Stone magazine. He learns that no one associated with Altamont, including the Rolling Stones, have reached out to her.
Yeah.
So her son is murdered at this concert, and everyone's just moving it along. Marcus goes on to describe Altamont as, quote, the worst day of my life. I don't care if I never hear another rock and roll record again.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a young man who works at Rolling Stone.
It's like it's his life.
Yeah. 1 year after the concert, in early December of 1970, the Maisels finally release the Rolling Stones documentary, Give Me Shelter. Its climax is the moment when Murdoch Hunter is fatally stabbed, which has been captured by the documentary crew's cameras in real time. This film divides critics. Some describe it as a masterpiece that captures the brutal end of the idealistic but tumultuous 1960s. Others see it as exploitative and criticize the Maisels for using Murdoch's killing as the emotional crux of the film.
Yeah.
Meredith Murdoch Hunter's name is forever associated with this chaotic event, but for many years, his story and the nuances of who he was get lost in all the noise. This has changed recently with the release of Saul Austerlitz's book, Just a Shot Away, which is heavily focused on Murdoch and the role that systemic racism played in his death. Joel Sullivan, who, like Austerlitz, is a prominent writer and expert on this event, sums up the tragedy and legacy of Altamont very well. He writes, quote, at the height of rock's golden year, 1969, the Stones did reign as the world's greatest rock and roll band. An open-air free concert in Golden Gate Park might have made a picturesque victory lap, but the innocent hippie dream was not to be. Instead, the band blindly, willfully stumbled into catastrophe. If Woodstock had been the rock's promised land, Altamont was its hell. The killing of Murdoch Hunter so flagrantly flew in the face of the Woodstock myth. All men do not live like brothers. And that's the story of the death of Murdoch Hunter and the disastrous 1969 free concert at Altamont.
Holy shit.
And here's my mom in her nurse's whites.
Oh my God.
Watching these kids walk back onto the ward with their eyes like they've all been traumatized.
Yeah.
Like she was like, I didn't even want to get them in trouble because they'd already gotten in trouble. They got themselves in trouble.
I wonder, like, what their stories were. Did they change their lives? What did that change in your life when you were that kid and you saw such horrible things?
Right. And also anyone else that was there, anybody, all the people that were showing up thinking, yay, we get Woodstock.
Yeah.
Or even, what about some of those Hells Angels? Like, what happened after that? It's like, you just stab a person to death?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Move on. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's so fucked up.
The whole thing is just so like, oh, Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't do acid and drink $4,000 worth of beer and then everybody
Right.
makes great decisions. And
Or that idea of like peace and love just doesn't work when there's fucking greedy motherfuckers who are just in it for themselves.
also, peace and love is situational. And it's also, you got to plan for it.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that people don't get stressed to their limits as a crowd. It's almost like the crowd follows the crowd,
Yeah.
as we all know.
Let's fucking do some what are you even doing right now?
No, I want to keep on talking about why it's the worst fucking thing in the world.
Let's end this the day before vacation on a fucking high ass note.
Good idea.
Please. Let's take some good acid to fucking repair that bad acid trip.
Let's take the good acid of what are you even doing right now, the hashtag.
That's right. Okay, we end our episode. We always end our episode, or most of the time end our episode, with you telling us in the comments on social media, in our email, wherever, what you are doing while you're listening to My Favorite Murder so we know where you are and we can keep an eye on you. No. So we can have some fun.
So we can watch you in your private life.
Okay, this is from Instagram from Kenzie_Alina. What are you even doing right now? I'm on my way to my first ever night working at a haunted house as a scare actor. I've wanted to do this since I was in middle school, and finally at 31, I'm taking the plunge. Happy spooky season. Pumpkin emoji.
A scare actor, also known as an actor.
I love it.
Oh, so funny. Okay, well, this one, these are like a perfect hand-in-hand combo. This is from Instagram, from srosen6620, and it says, what are you even doing right now? I'm driving through McDonald's while listening to Karen in episode 428. Tell me about the Monopoly scam. I'm 19 weeks pregnant, and there's currently nothing more refreshing than a McDonald's Diet Coke. SSDGM, Sarah.
Damn.
Sarah, I can't agree with you about a McDonald's Diet Coke more. There is something strangely perfect and delicious. Like, well, of course, everything else about fast food is so addictive, but that's the kind of thing. Bill and I were driving somewhere one time. I can't remember where. Our CFO and I were driving somewhere, and I was like, oh, wait, you go to this drive-thru real quick. I need to get Diet Coke.
It's confounding to me to go through a drive-thru to get a drink. Like,
Just to get a drink?
because I don't take care of myself like that. You know what I mean?
Well, Bill was also confounded. He goes, we have Diet Coke at the office. I'm like, it's not the same. I want it. Do it.
I love that. Recently, Vince and I got the wrong order at McDonald's, but it came with one of the sundaes, old school sundaes.
Oh.
And I fucking ate it and cried and was just like, I'm so glad about this mess up.
Yes.
It was perfect.
You know what's funny? The last time I had a mess up and I was like, don't order Taco Bell through Postmates then, idiot.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But it was like the worst order where it was like everything.
did this?
It was like something with like a quesadilla with no cheese or something where I'm like, what are you doing? And the weirdest drink. The drink was green.
Yeah.
Everything was like, didn't have a thing on it where I'm like, just don't get fast food then. You don't want fast food.
No. But I get to eat those cannolis now. Thank you very much.
Oh, it is cannoli time.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Choose one?
Yeah. There's a chocolate covered one, like the shell's chocolate covered, but I think I'm going to go classic.
Oh, good, because I want that chocolate one.
Yes.
Yay.
Pinocchios. Thank you. What's up?
Do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do. Happy vacation.
Oh my God. What a way to celebrate.
So perfect.
Last show before vacation.
Yay.
Boom.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
And goodbye.
Bye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
This has been an Exactly Right production.
Our senior producer is Alejandra Keck.
Our managing producer is Hannah Kyle Creighton.
Our editor is Aristotle Acevedo.
This episode was mixed by Liana Squillace.
Our researchers are Maren McClashin and Allie Elkin.
Email your hometowns to myfavoritemurder@gmail.com.
Follow the show on Instagram and Facebook at My Favorite Murder and Twitter at My Fave Murder. Goodbye.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
That's so fucking good.
You want to try that one?
Oh my God, there's chocolate in it.
Hey everybody, here's the thing about other home security systems. They're all designed for after the window breaks, after someone's inside, after you get the notification, after the police come. SimpliSafe is the first system designed for before, stopping a break-in before it even begins.
That's right. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after a break-in is already underway, SimpliSafe is designed to help prevent the crime before it starts. Their cameras can detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live US-based agents. Then SimpliSafe's agents assess the threat, intervene, speak through the camera to scare off the intruders, and call for 911 dispatch.
That's right, and SimpliSafe has been protecting your world for 20 years, everybody. So celebrate their anniversary and save 60% on your new SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/stuff. That's 60% off, you guys, at simplisafe.com/stuff. Plus, when you order, write in our show name and the How Did You Hear About Us survey to let them know that we sent you. Don't forget, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
You know that fantasy where you run into your ex while looking impossibly cute and wildly unbothered? Hill House makes the perfect dress for that moment. Or if you're just running errands. Hill House Home is the brand behind the viral nap dress, known for its signature smocking, ultra-flattering fit, and comfort that makes it a favorite for just about everyone. Celebrities like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Anne Hathaway, and Mindy Kaling have all been spotted in Hill House. These dresses are the definition of versatile, perfect for running errands in the morning and stylish enough for dinner or a party that night. And it's not all they carry. They started with bedding back in 2016, and now you'll find bathrobes, pajamas, children's clothes, and maternity, all with the cutest prints. And it's so true. The hardest time picking out one nap dress because the prints are so dreamy and beautiful. But now that I have it, I'm going to wear it all day, every day. I'm going to throw on my leather jacket at night and look like a total badass. Cowboy boots or cute heels, whatever it is, this nap dress can make it look classy. You look like that classy lady you see at the airport. Hill House makes fun fashion that makes you feel good. Get 15% off your first order of $100 or more at hillhousehome.com with code MURDER15. That's MURDER15 for 15% off at hillhousehome.com. Goodbye. The kids are back in school. Now it's your turn to head back to the beach.
During Cheap Caribbean's Back to Beach sale, save $200 site-wide on vacation packages of 4 nights or more with code 200BEACH.
Trade school drop-offs for beach walks, lunch boxes for beach bars, and your daily routine for adults-only relaxation.
Use code 200BEACH and get more beach for less money.
Book your beach vacay today at cheapcaribbean.com. Goodbye.
Bye.